Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're continuing our video series about family law issues. We're going to talk about out-of-state parenting time and the enforcement of those orders, so please subscribe to our channel. The question becomes, how does one enforce a out-of-state custody order? So here's your scenario. You got a divorce, or maybe even a non-divorce, but you got a custody order from a divorce or not in the state of Michigan. And that order says that the custody is, let's say, shared. Dad has this time, mom has that time. Then what happens, the non-custodial parent picks up and leaves. Now the non-custodial parent, let's say she now lives in Texas. Now, she didn't need permission to leave the state because the court doesn't care where the parents go, but the court only cares if the children go. So the child is in Michigan with, let's say, dad. Mom moved to Texas. How does mom enforce her parenting time or custody rights in that order now that she's gone? And the answer is that even though she's gone, she still has a right to the enforcement of those orders just as if she was here. So she has a right to have her local counsel file motions to make sure she's getting what she's supposed to get in the way of her time. If the local parent decides not to produce the child for parenting time, she has the right to file motions to ask that he or she be held in contempt, to ask for relief of the court, to ask for make-up time. So all those rights continue to exist. Now, what happens if what we want to do is enforce an order when nobody lives in the state of Michigan? That scenario is a little bit different. We have an order of custody. Let's say the mom and the child end up leaving the jurisdiction. They move to Texas. Dad, to be near his child, he moves to Texas, but the order is still in Michigan. So what does that mean? Anytime there's a dispute, they all got to fly back to Michigan to deal with it? And the answer is yes, until they do something about it. So what they've got to do is they've got to move that. They've got to have the order there. One of two things has to happen. Either you got to have the jurisdiction transferred because nobody lives here anymore, or if it's not quite a dramatic situation as that, that order from Michigan has to be domesticated for enforcement in Texas. There's a procedure by which a foreign order, in this case Michigan becomes the foreign order, can be domesticated for enforcement in the local state. Now that everybody's there, the order essentially becomes an enforceable Texas order out of the Michigan court, and therefore if there's a breach in what is supposed to be done, local authorities can do something about it because they now have a local order that they can work off of. Whereas before they had a Michigan order, they don't have the right to enforce that order. So those are amongst the things that are available to your lawyer in that scenario where people move. Now we have a more mobile society, and this is the kind of thing that could come up. If you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.